Live from the Fox Den, this is Bad Guys and Bourbon, and welcome to After Hours. I'm Courtney B.
I'm Taylor DeYoung.
What we got? What's going on?
Now, first, I'm gonna pour a little bit of whiskey.
Pop it open.
Yeah.
A little whiskey, a little bourbon.
I'm gonna start with that. All right, so the first topic that we're gonna get into tonight is gonna be Netflix and Spielberg. There's been a lot of drama lately on the two of them. Not that Netflix
he's real
is a
grumpy.
person, but Spielberg is super, super grumpy.
Yeah, we talked about this a little much the other day. I'll let you spark it off. How you feel about what Mr. Spielberg is up to? Cheers.
All right, first, cheers. These are really uneven pours.
It's okay.
I noticed that, but they're bullet-like glasses. That's classy.
It is real classy. Well,
he's been ranting and raving.
He has been. Apparently, he has like a whole committee at the Oscars. I mean, he's very involved, right?
Yeah.
He has a high role.
He's been in this since 1954, man.
He apparently is kind of making this big push now to essentially eliminate Netflix from the Oscar contention, right? And he wants them to be able to basically qualify for Emmys, essentially.
Instead of Oscars.
Yes. So.
Because it's.
I mean, and Emmys has been reserved for TV shows.
Which is kind of weird because Netflix started as a movie thing. Yeah. Granted, they got a lot of TV shows going on right now, but still, I feel like
I just feel like
it's kind of weird to bring it that way.
The internet really changes things, you know what I mean? It changes the dynamic of how you kind of identify what something is. But if they're making movies, it's a movie.
And they have put a few of them in theaters for like short runs to qualify some of them for the awards. Because there was like a rule that, okay, well, it has to make a theatrical appearance in order for it to qualify. So then Netflix was like, all right, fine, we'll put our movies in select theaters for a couple of weeks, which they've been doing, which is why, or at least my understanding is that's why they're able to
now be submitted.
Yeah. Because I think in years past they weren't able to do that. And now he's going beyond that. He's saying mad. He's essentially saying that
mad.
They still shouldn't qualify. And Netflix had a response to it. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it was kind of along the lines of, we believe that everybody should have access to movies regardless of where they live.
Right.
Because not every location has easily accessible movie theaters, and that like every filmmaker should have an outlet or a different option or a variety of options. So their whole pitch is more or less
making
that
it available.
More options is a better thing, and it shouldn't necessarily have any weight as to, whether or not they should be involved in the Oscars. Like that should not be a relevant factor. They
put out a tweet that said, "We love cinema," listed 3 things that they love about cinema, and then finished with, "These things are not mutually exclusive."
Yeah, correct.
It was access for people who can't afford to live in towns without theaters, letting everyone enjoy a release at the same time, and giving filmmakers more ways to share art.
Yeah. I mean, that seems completely reasonable to me. I've not heard a good argument to keep them out. Other than like being a salty old man.
If that's their approach, if that's their approach and they are sincerely about just making it available for people everywhere and anywhere, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I love Spielberg. I love his work. I mean, like we were just talking, I loved Ready Player One for the nostalgia. Like they really kind of hit it on that. But, dude, I mean, you gotta kind of get with the times. You just kind of sound like a grumpy old man right now.
It does seem like he's a little caught up on that. Yeah. All right, so the final consensus is that Spielberg is just being a grumpy old man and he needs to calm down.
If anything, you're Steven Spielberg, work with Netflix. Maybe you guys can work out something for you. You know what I mean?
And he was affiliated, with The Haunting of Hill House. That actually was an Amblin production, or there was a credit for Amblin on that. So there are some ties. It seems like he should just embrace it and kind of...
Just embrace it, man.
I mean, it's a format that really lends itself in, I think, many ways to Spielberg. I mean, if you look at Stranger Things and some of the other series that have come out on Netflix, it's kind of right up his alley, it feels like. Outside of like big blockbusters.
Is he being a grumpy old man because he wants to stick with the way things were, or is he being a grumpy old man because he feels like it might hurt his chances?
I feel like
I don't know.
At this stage in his career, he's kind of like the Michael Jordan of making movies, right? Fucking E.T., you know what I mean? You got bangers out there. So your resume kind of speaks for itself. Yeah. So I don't feel like Netflix. Like if you make a blockbuster and that's what you do, people are gonna go to the movies and see it.
Sure.
You're fucking Steven Spielberg.
Marvel has proved that point time and time again.
Right, and he said something last year about he'll be glad when the superhero fatigue kicks in and superhero movies kind of die down and people can get back to original content. And I was like, dude, you probably make a killer superhero movie.
It's a fair point. Like I do understand that a little bit. Like I can.
That's kind of what I alluded to a little while back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At the same time, it doesn't. I don't feel like. I know recently Marvel has owned the movie theater. Like it really has been kind of the driving force.
Everywhere.
Superheroes, sure, but I think in a large part that has to do with just the lack of original content that has come out. That's been good, right? There's been so many things that have come out and just haven't been good. And that really kind of squashes the chances or opportunities for anybody that was maybe trying to follow in the footsteps of that, right?
All of our big studios, that's what they're doing right now. Disney, Fox, which just got absorbed by Disney, and Sony, and Warner Brothers. Those are the big four. They're all putting out superhero movies right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we have, there are some kind of niche studios that do like the horror genre, like Lionsgate.
Blumhouse.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, and I don't necessarily feel like they've been harmed by the superhero.
The horror genre is unique in that sense. Like it has its own industry for sure. Like its own market for sure.
They're not complaining. They're like,
and it lends itself to low budgets super well. Mm-hmm. Like horror. Like there are very few horror films that have major budgets, which is very unlike Marvel or something like that. You can have a horror movie that has a very, very small budget and find a massive return. At the same time, because they're so cheap to produce, you kind of get tons of them. So you're wading through a lot of maybe not so great films to essentially get to the standout ones, which brings me to essentially the next topic kind of segues into that, which is Metal Gear Solid, right? This is a video game that has long been rumored to find its day in the theater, right?
And this has been talked about since we were young.
Forever.
Like everyone thought that this was going to be, when the game came out, like we know the movie's coming. Because we had got the Tomb Raider and we had got Silent Hill and Resident Evil. We just knew Metal Gear was going to be one of the ones.
And video game movies are like notoriously terrible.
I was about to say yes.
For the most part. So
they are bad. Yeah.
Every few years, it seems like somebody decides that they're going to try it again, but nobody has figured it out.
None of them they've all kind of been like cult classics, but nothing that's made me say, oh, that was a good movie outside of seeing characters I grew up with. I thought that the latest Tomb Raider had shades. Had shades. It had its moments.
Of being better. I think the payoff, and I think ultimately it failed to come together in many ways. But I do think it had shades like of greatness kind of beneath the surface. It's unfortunate they never came through. But Oscar Isaac has made a plea to be Snake. Social media, he has come out and said
he's got a campaign going.
He's got to
be Solid Snake. I don't see why not.
It's not who I pictured, but I'm not mad about it. If somebody was like line up three actors in that role, I wouldn't think of him. He does look the part. And he's good. I mean, he's good.
He's good.
It's a left field kind of option.
Look, I'm an Oscar Isaac fan, so if he wants to take a stab at a character who no one else is actually taking a stab at, and he feels like he can be good at it, I'm with it. I'm all about it.
I'm about that. Hellboy, new Hellboy. Talking about somebody taking a stab at a character. We have new director, writer, new actors. It's a whole new.
It's a new adaptation.
I guess a reboot.
It's a reboot,
right? Guillermo del Toro does not get to finish his trilogy, which many are very salty about. I'm extremely upset about it. I have a Hellboy tattoo. I do. So I'm very upset that we never got to see the completion of the trilogy. That's kind of heartbreaking for me. And the new trailer's out.
It was Ron Perlman, right?
Yeah. Ron Perlman is
he kind of made the campaign to push it for let's get Hellboy 3, and they decided to go with the reboot instead. So I mean, it sucks on that end. I saw the trailer. I feel like it was too soon to reboot it. They should have just went and ended the trilogy.
Seems like they should have done that. I'm really curious as to why. I'm curious if it's budget related. I feel like Guillermo is somebody who would want a high dollar amount to do it, and he probably wouldn't do it for less. Like, he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that would take, shortcuts to get something done. He probably wants to do it the right way. Right. And I would imagine that this Hellboy came in significantly under that budget.
Especially because he just won Best Film, right?
Yeah, and it's also R-rated, which is different because the other Hellboys did not get the R rating, right. And I think there was, up until Deadpool, there was a lot of hesitation to go that route.
There's still those R ratings out there.
Yeah, it seems like now they've kind of, I don't know.
Gotten a little lenient with it.
Yeah, they've gotten a little lenient with the ratings, and they're going to go ahead and they're going to do the R-rated Hellboy. So the trailer did not blow me away. I know there was a teaser trailer, then there was a full-length trailer. I wasn't super impressed with either of them. The full-length trailer was a little better than the teaser. Like it's certainly much more action-packed. And
my biggest thing, like when I see movies like that, I'm more immersed in how can they better the appearance of these type of characters. Mm-hmm. He looks a little cleaner.
I think his makeup doesn't look as good.
Really?
Well, when he talks, there's like some weird thing where I feel like you can always see the prosthetics around his jaw and his face. Okay. Look for this next time you watch the trailer. Like every time, and maybe it's just because everything's not done yet, but every time I see the trailer and I see Hellboy, the prosthetics around his jaw and around his mouth look really strange. I've never noticed it with Ron Perlman's Hellboy. Like, it always just seemed very seamless to me. So something that, I don't know. It bugs me a little bit.
You're not on board.
It's not that I'm not on board. I have a bias because I'm upset about the Guillermo thing.
It's okay. Yeah.
I do think it looks a little campy in some places. It feels a little expected. Like, it's not what I wanted to see. I will definitely go to it. I will definitely watch it for sure. And we'll see where that
hopefully
leaves
we'll do an
us.
episode on it.
High hopes, but who knows?
What else we got?
I would love to see it. Be great. Well, Sandlot, the film, is apparently, rumor has it, coming back to us in the form of a TV show.
In the original cast.
Is involved somehow. I mean, his parents or something, I'm assuming. But
all in the same neighborhood, you think?
Hey, Mom and Dad.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah. I have a real, soft spot in my heart for the Sandlot. So
we're from the generation we lived the Sandlot. You know what I mean? So we grew up. Josh is what? Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm the same age.
Yeah, we're the same age. So we grew up growing up outside, like going outside and playing with whoever's in the neighborhood. So seeing a movie that was
I made that face about. I thought you were saying we all know Sandlot. I was like, well, I know of a Sandlot.
This guy.
But yeah, so Sandlot is a staple. It's a classic for us, and whenever I have younger cousins or I'm kicking it with the kids, I'm like, yo, let's watch Sandlot because this is what it used to be like. So I'm on board, especially if it's done right. Yeah. And James Earl Jones is still alive?
I think so.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's in The Lion King.
Yeah.
The new one.
Yeah. Don't kill us. Boom. We're not killing James Earl Jones. We want him to be alive.
88 years old.
Yeah, he's still good out here.
He's still there.
I mean, we lose a lot of people every year, and he's one of the ones that's still here. So awesome.
Heroes get remembered, but legends never die.
There we go. Yeah,
Sandlot
James Earl
reference.
Still here.
All right. Well, let's close it out with kind of a weird one, and this is
Get weird.
Edge of Tomorrow. Or Live, Die, Repeat, whichever you prefer.
So, correct me on this.
There's a sequel impending, apparently, and Emily Blunt, Tom Cruise are
back
in action. That's what they're saying. I believe. Okay, so my understanding is that it started as one and was later changed to another. I think it started.
That's what I want to be clear.
Yeah. Josh, you can confirm this first. I believe it started off as Edge of Tomorrow, and then after it came out in theaters, they felt as if it didn't work as well, so they changed the name to Live, Die, Repeat.
So it's officially Live, Die, Repeat.
You are correct.
Thank you.
Okay.
Fantastic.
It was Live, Die, Repeat was the tagline in theaters, and then when they did a home video release, they renamed it.
Yes.
Correct.
Perfect.
So,
okay.
Yep.
So
whether
that's
they're
good.
going to go with Edge of Tomorrow 2 or Live, Die, Repeat again
2.
or something, I don't
They'll
know.
probably have like a certain.
The new movie is called Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat.
Oh, fantastic.
Catchy.
Right, great.
Die,
Yep.
Repeat, and Repeat.
I mean, it was somewhat expected. I feel like they were
Yeah.
going to do a play on words with it. So, I enjoyed the first one
Yeah,
quite a bit.
good
I thought it
watch.
was great.
It
This
was
is kind of
fun.
goes back a little bit to original content. Like, this is one of those films that I think,
a fun movie. You just want to go to movies and see
yeah,
it.
and it did land better, I think, in the home video market. I will
It's
say
definitely an
that.
at-home movie.
Well, I wouldn't see. Here's the thing, but I would go to the sequel in theaters. It was a sleeper in the sense that, like, I didn't really
I
think
feel-
much about it when it came out.
I feel like it will get more love post, like in the DVD home realm.
Budget on that was $178, and it grossed $370 at the box office.
Yeah, it did good.
Yep.
That's
So,
good.
Tom Cruise's. I was
He
listening to
brings it out, man. He brings people out.
Kevin Smith's podcast, and he made a joke about Tom Cruise at 60 still doing all his own stunts.
I mean, I think he does, right?
Hang in there, Tom Cruise. Just don't hurt yourself, man.
Okay. He broke his leg or whatever. He broke his foot on the last Mission Impossible.
He did, man.
And they used the shot in the movie.
Oh yeah, when he was jumping from the plane.
He's jumping from one building to another.
was a building,
He jumps from a
okay.
rooftop to a rooftop, does the stunt
Yeah.
in real life, right?
Yeah.
I feel like every Mission Impossible in some weird way is just like a chance for him to do like parkour with like insurance or something. You know what I mean? He just
His agent doesn't let him do it otherwise,
Exactly.
but he's insured now,
Yeah.
so let's go for it.
I mean, it's just one of those things.
He's
like,
training at home for this.
Gosh, yeah. I
And
mean,
everything's
it was,
covered in
it's cool to
rubber.
watch. It's cool to watch, but maybe not
I
necessarily.
love Tom
his age.
Cruise. I literally watch whatever he's in, so I'm
He
with
has
it.
some charisma. I'll give him that.
And he's a little guy like me, so for him to have
wouldn't
such a
know
presence.
it, but-
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I found it there when he's still on
man.
Oprah's couch. I was like, that guy's little.
tiny man.
This is the second time we've brought up Tom Cruise's height, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think 2 episodes ago somebody said it, and I think Taylor's same thing was you wouldn't know.
Yeah, I think that's right.
But I'm on board. Emily Blunt, I'm on board. Who's directing it? You know?
That's a great question. I would suspect
They're bringing back
I would
everybody.
think they're bringing everybody back, but I could be wrong about that. I feel like they waited probably intentionally so that they could get everyone lined up. Josh will look into it, and we'll
Fact checking
figure.
Josh is
Yeah,
on
we'll
the
come
cast.
back around to it. So, gosh, I don't know.
Same director, yeah.
Same director, fantastic.
Doug Liman.
Right. So,
And I'll say this, like Live, Die, Repeat, aka Edge of Tomorrow, movies that kind of redo the same thing like over and over and over as far as the plot, kind of get like really implemented in your brain. So you'll remember that movie. Like I remember like kind
Yeah.
of watching that. So it's a good formula that'll work. So
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm on board.
I'm surprised they didn't do it sooner, but I'm there. I'll go see it. And
Based on a Japanese novel with a similar name, All You Need Is Kill.
oh whoa, okay. All you need is kill.
Kill.
well,
Well, I guess that's it.
that does it for this episode. Unless you have anything else, Josh.
I got nothing.
All right, very good.
Nope.
All right, well,
We're closing the
let's,
bar, guys.
Yeah, let's close this one out.
Last call, baby.
Last call.
All right.